I just wanted to jump on here quickly today and share with you that I am looking for 2 Pilates studios in each state in Australia. And if you are rural, then I'd possibly have an opportunity for you as well to share my mentor program. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the mentor program so that you can better understand it. Basically, I've been running my own Pilates studio for 15 years. And when I first started teaching, I'm pretty much diploma level trained. When I was trained, there was no diploma, but the level of training is the same as diploma. So I spent 12 months in a studio under a master teacher who herself was under the care of another master teacher of a company overseas in the States. So that company is very well known, and they now do a diploma level teacher training program. And that's one way that you can become a Pilates teacher in Australia in any case, and I'm sure it's the same all over the world, is you do about 700 hours of a comprehensive studio teacher training to become a teacher that takes around about 12 months up to 2 years. So it's a huge investment monetarily and time-wise. The other end of the scale is that you can go and become a reformer teacher or a reformer instructor, utilizing some of these massive franchises who put excessive amounts of money into their marketing plans, and we see them all over social media. And you can become a reformer teacher from going to a weekend course. You never have to be assessed in person. You never have to teach alongside anybody who is any more educated or skilled than you are, and you can end up with a certificate that's going to let you go and teach reformer classes. And quite often those instructors end up teaching at one of those big franchises. If you've never been to one of those big franchises, let me paint the picture for you. There's often 10 to 20 reformer machines in one room. Everybody's doing the same exercises. It's lots of fun. It's a little bit like those really popular high intensity gyms that are around where everyone's doing a kind of circuit type exercise class. And there's really no education or no understanding on modifications or on client care. Quite often these big studios have massive big screens, maybe of the exercise being shown on a big screen, so people would be on their machine lifting their head trying to look at the screen all the time to see if they're doing the exercise that they're meant to be doing. And there's really loud music going on within the class, so it's very difficult for participants to really be able to foster the quality of movement that traditional Pilates offers, which is at the other end of sitting down and doing your Pilates diploma over 12 months to 2 years. So with that in mind, after having run my own business, my own studio for over 15 years, and I've taken part in classes at those massive big franchises. I've walked out a couple of times, to tell you the truth, but I've also been able to handle the class because I know movement very well. I'm very highly educated and very highly skilled in Pilates. So I know when I'm doing movement well. I don't need to be relying on somebody who's often got a microphone on because the classes are so big. Like I said, the music is so loud, and there's a screen up there that I can crane my neck to see if I'm even doing the exercise that I'm meant to be doing. In any case, with this in mind, I ended up putting together over the last 2 years my own teacher training platform in a way that makes Pilates instructor training accessible, both in a timely manner and from a monetary standpoint, because doing a diploma is a huge monetary outlay. And let's face it, it's normally, not always, but normally you will get what you pay for. So when you sit and do your diploma, then you are getting the best education out there if you want to work in a studio. The reality of it is, some people just want to be able to get into the industry and teach Pilates as a side hustle. Not everybody is looking to teach Pilates as their only career choice. So I have put together a hybrid program that marries those two types of training. So there are great benefits to having a virtual classroom or an online training platform. What happens is it means that you've got all of your course content available to you 24/7. You can access it any time of day, whenever you have a moment to spare. And let's face it, whether you're becoming a reformer instructor, a mat instructor, or a comprehensively trained studio instructor, this learning takes a heck of a lot of time, and it's a huge commitment on the student. So the online platform is very valuable because it does allow students to access their learning anytime. So my training platform does have a learning component that is online or virtual. The virtual component also gives students access to communicating with mentors any time of day, and then when the mentor is in front of their computer, they can then reply to any of those questions. And that's really important because questions come up as we're learning, and it is important for students to be able to ask things along the way. So the online platform is very interactive. And as well as the online platform, because that simply is not enough for students to come at the other end outside of that course, it's just not enough for them to be able to jump on the floor and really be any type of quality instructor. And I believe that students deserve more than that. So as well as the online learning platform, I both teach studios how to mentor their own students face-to-face over a period. So personally, most of my trainees take 6 months of in-studio and online learning before they start teaching classes, reformer classes in our studio. But I have had students who are very dedicated get ready and be at the quality that I need them to be as an industry leader. At that quality, they're ready within 4 months. So it's really up to the student and up to the studio. But you can produce a really high quality teacher for reformer in 4 months when they're really committed and dedicated to the task. Most people take 6 months. Some people take 12 months. It is what it is. We all learn at different levels and at different speeds, and each individual student requires different availability as well. So this program puts all of the learning into an online platform, and it teaches you as the studio owner how to help your students along the way. Now, I come down to your studio and I spend the first whole course with you in studio, presenting all of the face-to-face components of the course. So we spend 40 hours together with the students face-to-face, going through all of the repertoire. There's 74 exercises in the core component. And there's other workshops, including a breath workshop, anatomy workshops, cueing and programming. So I do that with you as a studio, with the idea that over time, I then hand over that part to you so that then you have the skills, the understanding, the knowledge, and the ability to be able to then present the in-store or the face-to-face component all on your own, and you still have complete support of me online, of my other mentors online, so that we work together as a community to be able to expand your business in a way that is meaningful for you. Now, one of the reasons that I've created this particular program is because over the years, as I employ instructors, I've realized that the most valuable instructors are the ones who have been trained in studio with me and with my other staff and within my community from the get-go, because each studio, so your studio has your own brand, and the language that you use, the community that you have formed, and your clients come to you because of your brand. And what I've recognized is that if I take on an instructor or too many instructors that aren't fostered in my community from the get-go, then it's very difficult to sustain and to maintain the strength of our brand. And so this course and this mentor program is designed with that in mind. So your students get all of the access and all of the support they need and they deserve to become the best teacher possible. But because they also do all of their in-studio work, so their observation, their self-practice, their practice teaching on their friends, and then eventually their assistant teaching, and then their full teaching with you in studio, you ultimately get to mold them, or they become a part of your community. Your existing clients already gain trust with them, or they start to trust them from very early on because they see those students in studio from day one. And we all know that when we take on a new instructor, it doesn't matter how dedicated and how skilled and how much experience that teacher has. If they're the new kid on the block and your community, your current clients don't know who they are, it takes months for that trust to be gained. And no matter who they are, they need to earn that trust from your community, because what we do is so important. It's so individualized, and the relationship that we have with our clients and with our community is a very intimate relationship. So by having your brand new students on board from day one, then your community and your clients get to form those relationships before your student teachers are even ready to teach. So the moment they have the skills, the knowledge, and the experience that they need to be able to get on the floor and teach a class for you, they already have a following. And this has been a huge difference in building my business and in building my reputation as a studio. Now, this is one of the reasons that I started my own mentor program. And I've worked really hard to be able to share it with other studios so that you can then take this program and have something tangible, something very valuable that's taken me 2 years to put together, and many, many hours of working for other schools and seeing how they develop their own programs. I want to be able to share it with you because I believe that there is space for all of us, and I believe that our industry is such an important industry, and the work that you are doing really matters. So if you are a small studio owner, say you're already teaching one-on-ones, semi-privates, maybe you do workshops, maybe you're even doing some sort of retreats or something. I don't know what you're doing, but if you're a relatively small studio and you know that you need to expand, you know that your clients, your current clients and your community could really benefit from you offering another service, but you don't necessarily want to teach anymore. I don't teach anymore. I only teach what I want to teach. Having reformer classes in my studio has actually allowed my clients to come to us more often. It in no way has devalued the work that I already do, but it absolutely has expanded my business by 35%. So if you are ready to expand your business by 35% and to be able to be known as the leader in your area for teacher training and a teacher training program that you'll be absolutely proud of, and that your community can see that you are stepping up to set the bar in your area, then this is the program for you. So what will happen if you're keen is you can reach out to me. I'll send you a whole lot of information and we can have a chat and decide together whether or not you are going to fit with me and I'm going to fit with you so that we can better serve your community. I'm so excited to have this new program available to you. So much blood, sweat, and tears has gone into this. And ultimately, my wish is that whatever we do, whatever we put out there, we do that by honoring the work of Joseph Pilates, and we do that at a standard that the industry should be proud of. This is not about making a quick buck. So I'm only looking for studios that are absolutely committed to the industry and want the best for their community and for the best for themselves. I can't wait to speak to you. I'm going to sit here and wait for you until you reach out to me, because I know that this is an amazing opportunity for you, and I'll share it all with you as soon as you're ready. I'll speak to you soon.